Throughout her life, Marlene Marcello-McKenna placed great importance on character, on faith, and on doing things the right way. It's from this solid foundation that she was able to face the fight of her life. Marlene's strong values were inherited from immigrant Italian grandparents. Growing up in Providence, Rhode Island, these values inspired confidence, which was encouraged by Mom and Dad.
Well, I think her late father spoiled her. And she was active.
I enjoyed acting. I enjoyed putting together little productions.
She always wanted to have the floor.
I studied in Paris, France for a year, and came home and worked in state government for 5 years. My independence and my spirit was there just to sort of become a career woman. Kevin and I met, not unusually, because we both have the same love of politics. Kevin actually recruited me to work on a phone bank, and that was fun. I showed up 2 weeks later. I started dating him, and that's how it all happened. We got married about 1.5 years later.
We lived in Mount Pleasant, Providence. We led very busy lives. We had 4 kids in school. we had I had a job, she had a job.
The McKenna family was always busy. Family, work, school. They were living what most people consider the American dream.
She had originally wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be an astronaut. So we were in the world of education, where there are definite answers to definite things.
In all honesty, there was a very high stress level in the family and a lot of tension because we were trying to do so much.
The strain on Marlene's busy life increased when she noticed an abnormal growth on her back. Something just didn't look right, so she made an appointment with her dermatologist.
She came to me because she had a lesion on her back that had changed and become symptomatic. At that time, I did a full exam and noticed a very large, what we call a congenital mole, which is a pigmented lesion that one has at birth. And one area of the mole, it had become ulcerated and was markedly darker and more elevated, both of which are signs of malignancy.
She took a biopsy and she sent it to the lab, and about a day later, didn't take her that long to call us back in, and I walked in with my husband, and she sat us down and looked very somber, and she told us that I had malignant melanoma.
This was a nodular melanoma at high risk because it was over 1.5 millimeters, and it also had surface erosion of the skin.
By the looks of it, it was already rather thick, which is one of the factors that lets us know whether a person is going to particularly do well or not, is how thick the lesion is when you first see the patient. And that was also rather apparently not good from the start.
The average survival, if you look at everybody around the world with that combination, is not much more than measured in months.
I can remember feeling like a Mack truck hit me. For that brief moment, my husband tried to bring some humor into it and try to get my mind off it, but it was very devastating.
Marlene's prognosis was frightening, but no one was prepared for how rapidly the melanoma would attack her body.
20 years ago, skin cancer or any type of cancer, I mean, you didn't even want to hear that. I mean, that was like, it was like a death sentence for a lot of different people.
It was unfortunately obvious at the time that she did show up at my office that she had a very significant problem already.
After I had the mole removed, I detected within a few months that there was a lump on my neck.
She had developed a small subcutaneous nodule superior to where the original tumor was on her back. And I excised that and found that it was a small metastatic lesion, what we call an in-transit metastasis, which is not in a node, but it is traveling on its way to a lymph node.
We had those lymph nodes removed. They had found some metastatic involvement from melanoma. They'd found melanoma cells, but they decided that there wasn't enough involvement to go forward with any other protocol, like chemotherapy. After that, I actually thought I was okay, and I just went on with my life. I did not explore alternative medicine.
She was fine until around 1984, when she began to feel not too well. She felt weak, and she experienced some bowel movement changes and had stomach pain.
Marlene's visit to a regular doctor failed to uncover the root cause of the pain.
By late 1984, she was losing significant amounts of weight, and the stomach pains were increasing. And they discovered a mass in the colon, and the surgeon that operated found that she had multiple melanomas.
At that point, she's in the worst stage of melanoma with confirmed visceral metastases, which means to an additional body part.
And it actually obstructed her bowel, such that Dr. Qasimi had to remove about 20 centimeters of the small bowel. So this is very far along.
At the time of his surgery, the surgeon informed the family that he could not remove all of the disease, and he knew he had to leave tumor behind. He just could not take it all out.
Melanoma, like Pac-Man inside your body, going around eating you up. It was inside her body. It was all over the body, and it was eating away her stomach,